Today we have a 2025 Audi Q8 e-tron. In this video, I'll talk about what the Q8 e-tron is, how I feel about the interior space, and what it's like to drive it. Now, the Q8 e-tron, formerly known just as the e-tron, is Audi's fully electric midsize SUV that shares the name and the platform with its gas counterpart, the Q8, but that's basically where the resemblance ends, as the Q8 e-tron has different styling inside and out and is targeted towards a different group of clientele. For 2024, Audi refreshed its fully electric flagship SUV, and the changes are very minimal. We got slightly redesigned styling, retuned suspension for better comfort and driving experience, but what matters, the new Q8 e-tron got a bigger battery pack. The Q8 e-tron is built on the MLB Evo platform, which is mainly designed for cars with an internal combustion engine, but here it was modified to accommodate the battery pack and the electric motors. It features fully aluminum multi-link suspension front and back, combined with adaptive dampers and air springs. In the US, we only get one powertrain option, which features two electric motors, one on each axle, making the car all-wheel drive, and uses a 114 kWh battery pack, pushing out a total of 402 horsepower. That translates into 0 to 60 in about 5.4 seconds and advertised 285 miles of range. When it comes to charging, under ideal circumstances, you can go from 10 to 80% in about 31 minutes using DC fast charging, and when it comes to level 2, you're looking at 13 hours to fully charge the car, unless you opt for an upgraded 19 kilowatt onboard charger, which cuts the time in half to 6.5 hours. Now, before we talk how it all works together and what it's like to drive the Q8 e-tron, let's take a look inside and talk about the interior space. Alright, let's talk about the cabin before it puts me to sleep and I just fall asleep in those comfy chairs. The interior is a typical Audi stuff. You can put me inside any of their models and I won't be able to tell you which car I'm sitting in. It feels very sterile and not original, but I have to give it to the designers. It is very cohesive, practical, and easy to live with. It's just more on a conservative side, so if you're not into a futuristic or minimalistic stuff, you will appreciate that the e-tron feels like a normal car. Another thing that you will appreciate is all the materials used. We're talking about real aluminum, leather, and high-quality plastics that are well put together, giving you a great sense of solidity, and I don't say it often, you get what you paid for. Audi simply eats the competition for breakfast with its build quality, refinement, and isolation. Now, do you see what I see? It's 2024 and it's still possible to integrate the infotainment system into the dashboard. Not only does it look better than those stupid tablets, it's also easy to use with its logical menu structure and a clean, attractive interface. The need for the screen right below might be debatable, and I would prefer physical HVAC controls, but hiding some functions that you don't use every day was a good way to declutter the interior, and the fact that it gives you haptic feedback helps when you quickly want to change something. Now, one may argue that the infotainment being lower isn't in the line of sight, but the virtual cockpit can control most of the functions that you need when driving, and even after being on the market for a while, it still pleases with its customization options, good black levels, and a high refresh rate. The interior space is pretty good. Even though the Q8 e-tron isn't the biggest vehicle in the segment, it's still practical with a good amount of space for the passengers and in the cargo area. The front seats in the top prestige trim are fantastic. They are heated and cooled, offer wide adjustability including bottom and side bolsters, and have multiple massage modes. Moving to the back, no massaging seats here, but the outer spots are heated, and the Q8 offers great headroom and legroom. You get climate control for each side and additional USB-C charging ports. So that was the interior of the Audi Q8 e-tron. Let's get it on the road now and see how it drives. What I appreciate most about Audis is how great their ride quality and isolation is, and every single time I get behind the wheel of one of their cars, I feel like I'm driving a well-designed, well-thought-out product. The Q8 e-tron is no different, and because it's an EV, you take out of the equation all the drivetrain components that generate noise, vibration, and harshness. Add a big battery pack that absorbs a lot of noise on top of that, and you receive an extremely refined luxury product. First, the acceleration, especially off the line, is super smooth. You don't get hit with that instantaneous torque that either makes you feel sick or gives you a neck pain. Everything is nice and progressive, kind of similar to the acceleration of your regular car with an internal combustion engine. Slowing down is that different, but only if you have the regen braking on. You can either control it using pedal shifters behind the wheel or set it in automatic mode, in which the car will adjust the recuperation based on different variables such as the slope of the road or the distance between you and the following vehicle. You can also completely turn it off and drive the e-tron like a regular car. 402 horsepower and 0 to 60 in 5.4 seconds are respectable numbers, but the Q8 e-tron could use a better energy management. With normal day-to-day driving, I was getting 250 miles of range on a full charge at best. I mean, it's not a small number, better what the pre-facelift offered, but I have to keep in mind that most of the competitors can do more than 300 miles. Now, while Audi still may need to learn how to tweak their EV drivetrains, one thing they know how to calibrate is suspensions. The ride quality is phenomenal, and it's not only that the Q8 is comfortable and reacts well to any type of road imperfections. We're talking potholes, rough pavement, or expansion joints. It's how well it manages the body control without feeling like a complete boat. Granted, it's not a sports car and it isn't even as fun to drive as the BMW iX, but it is stable, predictable, and well balanced. Anyways, that's all I had to say about the e-tron, so let's jump into the final thoughts and answer the question, who the Q8 e-tron is for. As a luxury product, the Q8 e-tron is amazing. It is practical, its design inside and out is simple, understated, and I can guarantee you, this thing will age well, unlike most other electric SUVs. When it comes to driving, it is super comfortable, quiet, and refined, and if you're someone that wants an EV but is afraid that it's going to be too big of a jump, the Q8 e-tron is the answer, and the only penalty you're taking is relying on still growing charging infrastructure and potentially dealing with range anxiety. If you have any questions about the Q8 e-tron, drop a comment and I'll answer them. Thanks so much for watching, I'll catch you guys later.